Focus on the strengths and not on the disabilities was the motto with which Ayukta Thakur decided to infuse her business management skills to resolve the social issues of young adults with special needs. And so was born Integrate Center, a holistic special needs center for young adults aged 16 to 25 in Dubai. I caught up with her to know what motivated her to start this soul-searching journey. Ayukta, you're doing something that is really making a difference in special needs children from the age of 16 to 25. I'm really interested in knowing more about Integrate Center.
Definitely. Integrate Center is Dubai's first holistic center for young adults with special needs. We're specifically targeting this age range from 16 to 25 because while I was a teacher in Dubai, I realized that, quite often during the parent-teacher conferences, a lot of the parents would be very concerned of what, was there for their child's future. Quite often they'll start crying or they'll either leave the country because there weren't that many facilities or services or opportunities in general for their child. And it was quite disappointing, and that's where my partner and we saw that there was a huge gap in the market. And this is how Integrate Center came about. We're like, we need to fill this gap. And it wasn't only about focusing on academics. It was about, making them productive members of our society. It was about integrating them into the community. And that's how Integrate Center actually came about. So rather than just focusing on academics, we're heavily focusing on life skills development. So that also includes transportation, communication, social skills, money management, personal skills, and of course domestic skills as well.
Parents with special need kids at that age group from the age of 16 and 25, they do worry about what future holds for them. And more than academic, they really want their children to have life skills that you're doing so that they can be integrated in the society.
Definitely. That's why we're using Integrate Center as a platform to create these success stories. So we are hoping, once our students do graduate from Integrate Center, they would find opportunities out there into the community, whether it's fulfilling a hobby, whether, in living independently or assisted, independent, or sustaining a full-time job. These are things that all of us, once we graduated from, our higher education, we were integrated into the community rather than, constantly linking onto our parents. So the same opportunities and services should be available for these young adults, within the UAE. So it's a great idea basically to create opportunities for them, but I'm sure when you guys started off, you faced challenges. What were those? Initially, it was about convincing parents, first of all, that it's worth, investing both, time and, money into their young adults' future, because quite often they were quite skeptical because they're like, you are a startup, we are 3 young founders. So they were very skeptical about that. So initially it was about gaining their trust. Once we saw that there was a huge demand, we definitely, the other struggles were, educating, whether it was the ministry or whether it was educating, or finding, professionals in the field to, take the plunge or, take the risk in joining our business as well. So there definitely are, there've been a few struggles. Also, Integrate Center is operating as a social enterprise. So while my partners and we put in our own, money, family money into this, we also want the community to get involved as well and to support, not just like financially, but also it's about supporting, our young adults by providing them with internships, a full-time, job placement, or making, places more accessible, for our young adults, whether it's a cinema, whether it's a restaurant, or even making hotels, playgrounds, all these facilities, easily accessible for our young adults.
So as I said, initially you did face challenges to gain trust from the parents and from the government to get support for a school like this. How did you go about really building it up from then on as, as you said, you're 3 young girls, just having a dream, wanting to do something, wanting to make a difference. But when you really get down to working and moving things, it's a different story altogether.
One thing I realized is passion takes you a long way. And if it's genuine passion, if it's not an infatuation, it can really make you push your limits. That's one thing, together we've realized throughout the journey. In terms of our struggles, the way we've actually overcome it is constantly putting a lot of hard work and a lot of research and, just finding success stories. So a lot of our research was actually conducted from, good practices from the US, the UK, Europe as well, South Africa, just seeing that there are, role models out there into the community, seeing that they, they have a job on their own. There's a town actually in Europe that's fully functional by young adults with special needs. So, these kind of samples actually quite promising. And once you share these kind of success stories with parents, they make them, you make them think that, maybe their child can also do this. It's just about providing them with the opportunity.
How as community we can help a center like this?
Awareness is a huge thing. So just going out there in the community, making them more aware or integrated into the community, whether it's through events, for example, making it more accessible. Also, like spreading awareness of the different types of disabilities or differences that are actually out there in the community, and how we can make it more user friendly in different ways. That's something that's very important.
And be open to that, basically.
Definitely.
Welcoming towards young adults with special needs and believing in them that they can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not focusing on their disability, but focusing more on their strengths and what their abilities are, because, I mean, you don't want to judge someone by its cover, of course. So it's same with our students.
Any mantra you would like to give out to young women who would like to follow their passion, their curiosity?
I mean, honestly, I keep saying don't give up, don't give up. For us to start up this business, it took a good 2 years. And during the struggle, quite often people are like, you know what, this is just like, a passion, just like go, it's fine, do something else. Or, quite often they'll be like, go get married or do something or the other. And I'm just like, no, you should not give up. If you truly believe in what you want to do, whether it's, a social enterprise or, even if it's something that, won't really help you in the long run, if it's for someone else, if you truly believe in it, don't give up. Because trust me, the end result is so satisfying that you're just going to keep pushing yourself.
Anything that you do passionately, it ends up growing yourself.
Definitely. It's a learning experience.
Yeah,
it's a learning curve.
Experience. And when you grow and you become a better person, the world around you obviously becomes way better.
Yes, and it becomes part of your identity. It's your character.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming
on
this show.
Thank you so much.
You're a very inspiring story, and I'm sure people watching this show can get in touch with you and help you the way they would like to. And I know there are people out there who are always wanting to help. I meet some amazing people, and I know they're always wanting to help.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.